Welcome back to another episode of WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. In the last episode, Neville somehow got himself trapped behind a tapestry, so Hermione sent us on basically a massive fetch quest to find the spell book that'll release him from the trap that shouldn't have worked at all.
Come to me. Let me rip you. Let me tear you.
What on earth was that?
When indeed, the plot thickens.
Hello there, young Harry. Where are you off to in such a hurry?
Hello, Nick. I'm just doing something for Hermione. It's urgent, so I'm afraid I can't chat for long.
Not to worry, young Harry. You cut along now and I'll see you some other time. Good night.
So to get into the library, there are a couple of books you have to get past first. Just fire Flipendo at them. You'll notice that you don't have to be locked on to hit them because Harry actually homes in on some things. The next room has some prefects you're going to have to sneak by. So just run to the top row, and then run across quickly. That's the best way to avoid being seen by them here. Though getting out is a different story.
There's someone around here.
Oh, we got spotted at the last second, but see, once you're in the other room, they can't do anything to you. So we came into the library to get a copy of Lockhart's book. The library's pretty big. The book is actually right in the center, so instead of wandering around, just pick it up right here at the front. And it has a picture of the Horklump we have to deal with later, as well as the gnomes from before, that imp from before, fire crabs, you recognize those, dire dog spirits, those things that took all our beans back in the forest. So now that we have the Horklump book, we can finally figure out how to defeat those things. The book basically tells you how to do it, and it's very simple, but without the book, you'll see. You do need the book. It's just a programming thing. So getting out's a little bit more difficult because of the camera angle. It's really hard to tell. So I try to get a good perspective by wall sneaking, but we've been found out. So when that happens, that's why we have the stink pellets and why. If all else fails, use a stink pellet. You'll see it'll stun them for a second at any point in the room. See, while they're coughing, they can't catch you. If you do get caught, you actually lose house points. Oh, got bit by a book. Why do they keep those things there anyway? Well, now that you have the Horklump book, you just have to go out to the greenhouse. And that's, in the general vicinity, is like flying practice from before. But if anything, it's a little bit more straightforward. Actually, there's something special to do at the greenhouses. You know how we checked that board earlier? Well, that's going to be important soon. Just go straight, and then go up through the door up ahead. I'm sorry that it cut a little bit there. It's just, there was a problem during recording, but you didn't miss anything. Just a couple seconds. So we're in the greenhouse area now, and the spell book that we need is somewhere around here, and so are the Horklumps that are guarding it. But there's also something else of importance. We checked that board, that lost and found board earlier, and it said there was something here at the greenhouse area, and it's right there on the floor. The potions kit. So grab it, and it's not an item that you can use for yourself. You'll see. So those are the Horklumps right there. Basically, you just hit them with Flipendo, then pick them up and throw them to break them. Simple enough, but if you don't have Lockhart's book, a command for picking them up won't appear. So it's a really stupid blockade, I guess you could say. But I guess it's just to reinforce the whole stealth thing, reminding you how to sneak. Because that's going to be very important later. So now we're inside the main greenhouse. And let's take the left passage because it's just easier. So one shot destroys that entire roll of Puffapods. And the spellbook's just right there. No pedestal or anything, just floating randomly there. So to help deal with a useless obstacle, you get a fairly useless spell, Diffindo. Just helps you sever things. And I know it sounds kind of useful, but the fact is it's really not all that it's cracked up to be. You see those vines there? You can cut them with Diffindo. It's pretty much just vines and tapestries. That's all it cuts. Because this can't get too violent, you know. So we have a few more Horklumps here, so I'm just picking them up. Yeah, those vines actually have kind of long reach. More than you'd expect anyway. I'm just going to back off from that for now because I don't want to get stabbed by a Horklump. So just target them and then use Diffindo to cut them out immediately. You hardly need to charge it at all. You don't really need to charge it at all, actually. But it doesn't always work. It's not the most accurate spell. Once you've done that, the little core plant in the middle will start shaking around, so hit it with Flipendo a bit to shake it up. And then when you have the chance, press A to pick it up and toss it to defeat it. There's one more over there. Oh, see, if you take too long, it grows back its vines. So now we have to cut down all the vines again. What we're fighting right now is optional, but there is a reward for defeating it, and it's kind of interesting. It's certainly rare, and it took me a while to find. So now that we've got that one hit, let's just uproot it and throw it out of the way. And see, look, a wizard's card appears out of thin air, and we pick it up, but it certainly is a one-of-a-kind reward.
Number 72, Helga Hufflepuff.
See, it's actually the Hufflepuff card. And there are other cards of the 4 founders and other important people in the game, but as you'd expect, they're more difficult to find. Actually, some of them require GBA connectivity to find, which we're not going to do. I highly doubt we're going to do that. I've never done that before, and I don't plan to. Just some pointless extras. So now that we have Diffindo, which is going to help us free Neville, we have to walk pretty much all the way back to where we started. You might have been noticing, if you've been watching us use Lumos a lot, whenever we go into a place while using Lumos, Harry will be holding up his wand as if he was using it, regardless of whether or not we use the spell or not.
Come to me. Let me rip you. Let me tear you.
What was that?
Do you really expect anyone to answer you?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Mr. Potter, what on earth is... Oh! What's happened here?
I don't know. I found him like this.
Follow me, Potter.
Harry was taken to Professor Dumbledore's office,
Professor, I swear I didn't.
where he came across the Sorting Hat.
You've been wondering whether I put you in the right house. Yes, well, you were particularly difficult to place. But I stand by what I said before. You would have done well in Slytherin.
And he also discovered Fawkes, Professor Dumbledore's pet phoenix.
Fascinating creatures, phoenixes. They can carry immensely heavy loads. Their tears have healing powers, and they make highly faithful pets.
And of course, Professor Dumbledore himself.
I know you're not the attacker, Harry, but I must ask you whether there is anything you'd like to tell me.
Come. Come to me. Let me rip you.
We don't really need all that much of a recap.
Let me tear you.
Anything at all?
No, there isn't anything, Professor.
Very well, if you're sure. Good night, Harry.
Night, Professor.
So that was Dumbledore's office. It's actually in the same hallway with those beans from before. So, like I promised, I'm going to go buy some stuff from Fred and George's shop tonight. And that requires 40 beans. So I'm going to be in here for a little while. Basically, it's just 2 bouts of collecting things, because you get 20 each time, just about, maybe a little bit less. So I'm going to cut ahead and meet you later. Okay, now we have about 40 beans, so we should basically just head back to the common room at this point. Everything else is out of the way. And we also got the potions kit bag. I'm just reminding you, because it's kind of forgettable, but it's more important than it seems. So we'll save Neville for later, and just sneak past Percy again.
Come here.
Yeah, he saw us, but somehow he missed. Okay, so we're buying 2 new things. First off, we want more stink pellets, because we're going to be doing more sneaking.
How much is this stink pellet bag?
20 Bertie Bott's every flavour beans.
I'd like to buy that, please.
Now you can carry more stink pellets, Harry.
And we need another item for
Stink
distracting.
pellets are a great way to stop prefects catching you.
So let's get
I
more
didn't
of
tell you
them
that.
once we find them.
Did I?
A balloon holster. What does this cost?
20 Bertie Bott's every flavour beans.
I'd like to buy that, please.
With the balloon holster, you can carry loads more non-explodable luminous balloons.
Okay, so you haven't seen what non-explodable luminous balloons do, but they will come into play later. I mean, I'm going to see if I can put them to good use, because they're an interesting kind of item, and basically in tight situations it's just good to have as many supplies as possible, in maximum amounts, so that's what we've got. I think I'm pretty much just going to hit Percy every time I have the chance. So let's cut the tapestry.
Phew. Thanks, Harry. I thought I was never going to get out of there.
Nice one, Harry. Well, all this excitement has worn me out. I think I'll head off to bed.
But Hermione, nearly had this Nick has been attacked, and I'll tell you in the morning.
Wow, she's so uncaring. So, a wizard's card is randomly in here. Might as well check the side room, right?
Number 65, Gondoline, Oliphant.
And now, lastly, I can finally show you what that whole thing with the lost and found potion kit was all about. Just bring it around to the board. And see, it gives us a new thing to look for, the Gryffindor merit badge. And it says it was somewhere around the grand staircase. And as a reward, we get more house points, 10 to be exact, and a wizard card.
Number 45, Dunbar, Oglethorpe.
So not a bad reward, and it's great to look for those lost and found things to make up for lost points against prefects or whatever. And plus, it's really great to help you on your way to the House Cup, especially if you're going to find them all.
Gryffindor. Hufflepuff. Ravenclaw. Slytherin.
See? We would have been behind by 9 if we hadn't gotten that extra thing. So now it's day 2 at Hogwarts. But we're running a little low on time.
Hello, Hermione. Do you know what lesson we've got first thing?
It's defense against the dark arts, Harry, with Gilderoy Lockhart. I can't wait.
Me neither.
I'll meet you on the 3rd floor outside the defense against the dark arts class.
Yeah, so the next thing we're going to do is go to Gilderoy Lockhart's Defense Against the Dark Arts class, as our objectives tell us. Now, believe it or not, this is actually one of the first more fun moments of the game, actually. So, we're going to do that next episode. We're going to go to Gilderoy Lockhart's class, and you'll see that it's really unlike anything that we've done to this point. So, see all of you then.